Welcome to They Were Both Found Dead, the podcast where the eerie, the unexplained, and the downright chilling take center stage.
From ghostly encounters and urban legends to true crime cases that baffle and disturb, we explore the dark corners of the world, sometimes with a sense of humor, sometimes with a sense of dread.
So buckle up, because whether it's paranormal or painfully real, the stories we tell all have one thing in common.
They didn't end well. Hello, welcome to They Were Both Found Dead. My name is Adrian.
And I'm Ramsey, and today we're talking about haunted islands.
Yeah, haunted islands. Ooh.
Have you ever been on a haunted island?
No, but I've been near one.
Near one? Okay, which one?
The one I'm talking about today.
Oh shit, okay, never mind. I'm
Yeah,
excited to get there.
Have you been to one?
No, I've been on Padre Island, which I'm sure has some hauntings.
Padre Island?
South Padre?
I don't know what that is.
The Gulf of Mexico? Not the Gulf of
We
America.
always get so political on these podcasts. I swear, I listen to every single one, and every single one of them has like some kind of remark.
Like if you just listen to our conversations in real life and just how we converse, the same thing happens.
Yeah,
it's just who we are.
Endless. Yeah.
We're political people.
Yeah. Today is Shrek Day.
Oh yeah, Shrek shirt, Shrek Day. Green dude with an attitude, and actual Shrek.
Judge which one's the best one. Don't
Hey,
gotta.
yours is better, period. Mine's from Walmart. Yours was found in a thrift store. That infinitely makes it better. It has a backstory that we don't even know.
I love it.
Is it like the Tim Allen Christmas movie? Have you seen that?
No.
Well, basically, it starts off with Shrek, or not Shrek.
Shrek.
Santa. Santa falls off of his roof, and he puts on the Santa suit, and Santa is now his
and
job.
he turns to him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I have seen that.
Is that?
Hell yeah. Yes it is.
You're Shrek now. That's your job.
I wish. Damn.
How was your day?
My day was fine.
Anything eventful?
Nah. All the same.
Same.
Nothing different. I solved the Rubik's Cube today. I'm just better.
By yourself?
Yes, by myself.
Ah.
With the tutorial, but still, it's by myself.
That is still an accomplishment.
I know. I felt so accomplished. I messed up like 3 times, so I had to redo it like 3 times.
That's frustrating. I would have given up. If
I
I can't
endured.
succeed at something pretty quickly, I'm over it.
Really?
I'm not interested anymore. I could pick things up so quickly for so long that by the time I got to things that you do actually have to try harder, it just seems like a waste of time if I can't start it right away.
No, I'm gonna learn how to. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's a good trait.
For what?
Determination, endurance.
Oh. Okay.
God
What
forbid
about
I
you?
compliment you for once. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
I also believe in ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
It's just kind of obvious, you know? If you don't believe in ghosts, what are you? You just don't think nothing happens ever? It's just weird.
Yeah. I mean, there is part of me that's like, maybe we do just sit in darkness until we die. But or after we die. But I've seen enough things. I've seen enough things that me believing in ghosts isn't really a choice. I just do.
Yeah, it feels like common sense, but kind of like
I feel
aliens.
like aliens.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like aliens. It's kind of common sense there's going to be something out there, you know?
I think it's all based on science, and it's just science we don't understand yet. And I think most like magic, quote unquote, is science we don't understand yet. And some people are closer to whatever veil or whatever you want to call it that ghosts on the other side of, and some people aren't. So I think there's some people in this world where a ghost could walk up to them and say, "Hi, I'm a ghost," and they would literally be like, "Is someone here? Is someone in my house right now? I might go back to bed."
I don't know about that, really?
I mean, not literally, but like kind of. Like the craziest thing will happen in front of people, and they're like, "Well, we don't know."
Oh, yeah.
It's like you just saw a full bodied apparition yourself, and you know no one's here. What do you mean we don't know?
I mean, it's kind of scary too, so being in denial kind of helps you with how scary that can be.
Plus, try having to live with like having a soul and everything that means.
Yeah.
So, do you believe people have soul?
Yes, I feel like there's like some kind of energy going on here.
Yeah.
Not just physically, there's also some spiritually things happening here.
Yeah, I think energy matters a lot. Like when you look at places where really horrible things happen, the energy exists and lives there. Like when you walk in a room, sometimes you can tell there's tension. You can feel it before you even see the people. That's energy. That's something we don't understand yet.
Yeah, and plus, if you think like your senses are the only thing that exists in the world and like the universe, then that's dumb.
True.
Like there's so much more than what you can perceive.
I've never thought of it like that. Like, yeah, who would say that just because like how some people or animals can see more colors than we can.
Exactly.
Just because we can't see those colors doesn't mean they're not there.
Yeah.
That's so
we
true.
We live
wow.
on the third dimension. There's a fourth dimension out there, and we don't know. We can't even perceive that.
Huh. Did you know that humans don't have wet receptors?
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you wear a glove and put it in water, it feels like you're not even wearing the glove. And it is kind of like that. We don't have wet receptors. That doesn't mean the glove's not there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Open my mind.
Weird.
Okay. He has 2. I have 3. So it's going to be me, him, me. So I hope you like me because you're getting a lot of me today.
Ooh.
Everyone clicks out.
This is a Ramsey episode, guys.
They're all Ramsey
episodes. The next YouTube video is down there.
I would unsubscribe to it.
Alright, go ahead.
So my first island today is Banaba Island. Just off of the coast of Kiribati, settlement began on the island over 2,000 years ago. It gained independence from the UK in 1979 and subsequently named itself Banaba Island. Banaba means hollow, and the name was chosen to acknowledge and remember the insane damage the UK did to the beautiful island.
How do you spell Banaba?
Like the opposite of banana, kind of. Banaba. It is a drought-prone island with no natural streams or access to any waterlands. At the end of the 19th century, the Pacific Islands Company discovered that the petrified guano on the island had high-grade phosphate. Do you know what guano is?
No.
It is bat and seabird poop.
Oh.
So it got like hard and petrified, and then because of their diet on this particular island, it contained so much high-grade phosphate, high quality, people would buy it.
Oh, really? There's even a word for this? That's crazy.
Yeah. Guano.
It's a pretty word.
It is a pretty word, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would be such a... It's like, what would be a good kid's name if it didn't mean what it meant? Come here, little guana.
What is one? Like gonorrhea or something?
Chlamydia.
Like Chlamydia, that one. Okay.
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion.
That's not a great one, but it's not
Concrete.
horrible. Concrete. I want an animal named Concrete so bad. Well, when they discovered that, they made a bad faith agreement with the island people. An exclusive rights agreement to mine the island for 999 years for 50 euros per year. And the first 13 years of mining, the yearly 50 euro fee cost them less than 0.1% of their profits. The mining lasted from 1900 to 1979 and quite literally stripped away 90% of the island's surface. It like completely destroyed the island, destroyed the
infrastructure.
That word is hard.
No, it isn't.
Insert a compilation of words Adrian tried to say.
Deserted. The Prince Chuck. Quinninson? Fuck, yeah.
I could too.
Okay.
And me too. Talking's hard. In June of 1941, Australia and New Zealand troops evacuated all phosphate miners in the area, and in February of 1942, the French evacuated the remaining European and Chinese people. If you might remember, the World War II was happening at this point. We talked about that pretty recently.
Yeah, we did.
In August of the same year, 6 months later, Japanese forces occupied the island and did so until the end of the war. We talked before, like I just said, about the bombs dropping in Japan. So we know, the nukes, America dropped the nukes in Japan. We told the story about the Indianapolis delivering a little boy and then just getting its shit rocked on the way back.
Yeah.
On August 20th, 14 days after the bombs dropped, the Japanese army decided to kill all but one of the 200 Banabans left on the island. Isn't that fucked up?
Why?
So I had the same thought because everything I was reading, it just said all but one, but it wasn't elaborating. And I was wondering what their thought process was for doing that, but it was not on purpose.
Oh.
Like they killed them on purpose, but they didn't leave one on purpose.
Oh, they hit it? They hit it or something?
Yeah. Kabinar Kora was the lone survivor, a fisherman who grew up on the island. During the occupation, the Japanese military were awful to the islanders and executed many of them before that final awful day. On that day, Cora describes being taken to a cliffside, blindfolded and hands tied, and struck on the back with a bayonet. Him and many others fell down the cliffside, but Cora had a stroke of luck. He landed on his shoulder instead of his head like the others, but he still laid there, pretending to have died. The Japanese army then shot into the pile of bodies. Cora counted at least 40 shots, many very, very close to him. When the military men left, Cora got up, hands tied, struggling to get to cover. He looked for survivors while he moved, but found none, nearly killing himself on a landmine before finding a cave.
Wow.
I couldn't even imagine, all, like, at that point, it's another good example of when I would almost stop fighting. Like, I don't, maybe in that moment I would get the energy, but the second I'm almost standing on a landmine, I just saw, like, everyone I knew fucking die.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Go turn yourself in?
I mean, yeah, that's true. You don't know how long they're gonna be there. At this point, the war had been over for several days, so I don't know what their fucking plan, like, you don't know how long they're gonna try and stick around. Bodies kept washing in and out of the cave he was hiding in, and he would have to push them out because the smell was intolerable. Again, these are, like, his fellow citizens.
Yeah, trauma.
Like, imagine this happening with the people in your apartment building.
This is probably, like, his family, too.
Yeah, like... no, 100% his family. Eventually, he cut his ties, because he was tied up, remember, on jagged rocks and went searching for other survivors, but as we know, there were none. The next day, August 21st, the 500 Japanese troops surrendered to an Australian warship, and 2 Japanese officers were put on trial, convicted, and hung.
Kind of deserve, you know?
I feel like maybe more than 2 should have for that.
Yeah.
Cora, I couldn't find, he never did any types of interview with the media or anything, but I did find an interview he did with, like, a low-key journalist in the 90s.
Yeah. And
the journalist didn't print about it for, like, he printed in the paper he worked for, but he didn't put anything online until a blog post just a few years ago. And he talked about how the man did live a long life. He was very positive. He had a ton of kids. He has, like, 20 grandkids.
Oh, really? Trying to, like, preserve the...
Yeah, there's even to this day, there's still very few of the Banaba people around because of what happened. And then, of course, the British being British, the British decided that would be, quote, impractical, and end quote, to return the remaining Banabans to their homes. So they were sent to Nauru and Ramree Island. It wasn't until they regained control of their homeland in 1979 that they began to return and rebuild. Today, the island is often called Ghost Island or Lost Island, referring to the incredible terrain and beauty stolen by another company driven by dollar signs.
Wow. Do you think that place is haunted from how many people died there?
Yes. So still a beautiful island, the air is heavy. Locals have reported seeing figures on the cliffside and hearing screams in the wind. Even if you don't believe in ghosts, areas where such atrocities occur have a heavy air to them and often feel haunted by the past for decades to come, even by those who have no idea of said past.
My goodness.
Like, imagine, I think I've been in that position where, like, you walk in somewhere and you're like, I don't know what is wrong here, but something really bad happened here.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of people do that when they go to, like, the Holocaust places.
Like Auschwitz?
Yeah, like, you can feel the bad energy.
In the air.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. Like, Auschwitz is such a horrible thing. Like, not only did people die as horribly as they did, but, like, they even, like, overloaded the gas chambers. So people would die, they would take way longer to die because there weren't supposed to be that many people in there. And then they would die standing up. Wow. Because that's how, like, heavily packed they were. And I don't know how an environment could ever heal from that. I don't think anything should be torn down with the Holocaust. I think we need to remember, I mean, how common is Holocaust denial in this day and age. But I don't think even tearing it down would even change the energy in any way.
No, definitely not. I feel like for years to come, that's going to be a place of sorrow. Literally today, I was just talking to my German coworker, and we were literally talking about the Holocaust with him. And, you know, I've heard that in Germany, they downplay the Holocaust, and they don't teach it in school and stuff like that.
I've heard people say that, but everything I've ever seen has been, like, it's illegal to do anything close to it. Like, I haven't seen that in practice. What do they say about that?
Oh, but no, like, my coworker said that that's definitely not the case, and that they are taught that, and that they, like, really do. They would talk about it like any other place would talk about it, kind of thing.
I would almost argue that they talk about it more than us, because we were, like, I graduated in 2017, and, like, we learned about the Holocaust, and we actually had a Holocaust victim come and speak at my middle school.
Oh.
But once I was in high school, it just was not taught the way it could have been, or should have been. Yeah, especially the rise of fascism and the signs. Like, there are some schools where you can't even teach that anymore.
No, yeah, I mean, it is a very gruesome thing too, but I mean, it needs to be remembered.
Yes.
Or else things are gonna happen again and stuff like that. Segue.
That's my island. It's probably super haunted. Imagine hearing those type of ghosts and shit just out in the world.
Yeah, and like, it's not abandoned, right? They came back.
No, they came back. They're rebuilding. Imagine rebuilding on the land that your ancestors were murdered on, and not like your ancestors, like your grandparents.
Yeah. And
hearing like their screams and stuff in the wind. Like, that's absolutely insane.
That's horrible, but I mean, if you didn't like hear the screams of your grandparents and nothing like that, I feel like it could be healing in a way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
bringing back to what it used to be, kind of thing.
Reclamation.
What I'm going to be talking about today is the Doll Island in Mexico City.
That is the one that you've been close to?
Yes. When I went there, it wasn't like all that. I didn't go on it. You can go on it, but I didn't go on it. There's like a water around it because it's an island, right? Damn. Oh my God, so stupid. But I did like ride a boat around it kind of thing. And so that's why
cool.
I didn't really see it all there, so I didn't really think it was all that
Did you see anything ghostly?
No, but I saw the dolls. Ooh.
Were they moving? Did one wave at you?
Scary.
Full Annabelle. Yeah, I have two porcelain dolls. My grandma collected dolls, and then my dad collected dolls. And my dad could beat you up, so don't make fun of him for it. And that's how I got away with it. And yeah, I have two. One of them my grandma made.
Creepy as hell.
They're cute.
Oh, I mean, lovely.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking get you when you're asleep. They're gonna get Uber to your place.
Okay. I gotta talk about dolls right now. Hold on. Okay, so there's a small island hidden deep within the ancient canals of Xochimilco, Mexico. Locally, it's known as La Isla de las Muñecas, which means the island of the dolls. So, if you're scared of dolls, don't come here, obviously.
Yeah, right. That would be a bad place.
The island is nested among the Xochimilco canals, a network of waterways that dates back to the Aztec era. During the day, these canals are filled with vibrant colors and music, flat-bottom boats carrying locals and tourists past, floating gardens, merchants selling flowers and fruits, and families enjoying the sunshine. Okay. That's kind of like what I did around it. But when the night falls, the atmosphere changes. Many locals avoid the canals after dark. They say the waters are cursed, haunted by dark spirits and shape-shifting beings known as nahuales. It
kind of sounds like narwhals with an accent.
No.
Tell me it doesn't.
I mean, yeah, but like nahuales.
Nahuals.
Say nahuales.
Nahuales.
Oh, there you go.
Nahual.
Who are believed to take the form of animals to lure people to their deaths.
So kind of like a skinwalker?
Yeah, kind of thing.
Horrifying.
But like more of an ancient kind of being. This skinwalkers are kind of like newer, you know?
Skinwalkers are an ancient Indian being.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why they're native to like native lands.
Maybe we should have an episode about skinwalkers.
Cryptids or native beings. Oh, so the thing about skinwalkers is it's supposed to be saying their name and talking about them is supposed to attract them more. So me and Cody are supposed to just say SW. I'm breaking our rule right now.
Skinwalker.
Cody doesn't get to watch this. He'll get so mad. When we first started dating, he was really genuinely scared of the goat man, though.
The goat man?
Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
The goat man? What is the goat man?
It's a man that's half goat.
Like the least scary.
It's a cryptid. Yeah. I think his roommate at the time got him scared of it because his roommate at the time would like drink and then he'd take their brooms and make them into spears just in case the goat man came.
Okay, that would creep me out too.
I'm not kidding even a little bit.
Anyways, guys. There are also legends of black-eyed girls who emerge from the shadows, leading the
black-eyed children. That's a thing too.
It is?
Yeah, black-eyed children. That's like still documented. It still happens. They'll like come to people's doors and knock on them. And they're like, can I use your phone? Can I get help? But like, we have black eyes.
That's scary.
And then if you say no, they like get really mean.
So it's like common around the world then, kind of thing. Oh, maybe it's like a whole species.
Maybe it's real.
So...
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybelline?
Yeah.
Okay. So these black-eyed girls would emerge from the shadows and lead the unwary into the water, never to return.
Damn.
Some believe the origins of this paranormal activity stretch back to the times of the Spanish conquest. When Hernán Cortés returned to the region with his army, tens of thousands of indigenous people were killed. Their bodies, it says, were dumped into these very canals. Yet many believe this mass death opened a gateway for something otherworldly to enter our world.
The gates of hell. It's okay.
Otherworldly to enter our world? Fuck.
You go, Shrek.
At the center of this eerie setting lies the Island of Dolls. In the mid-1900s, a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera moved to the island, choosing a life of solitude. According to the local stories, he discovered the body of a young girl in a canal near his island. He wasn't able to save her, and the event reportedly haunted him.
That's sad.
Yeah, not long after, he saw something floating in the water at the very same spot. But it wasn't another girl, it was a doll.
Oh, shit.
Believing it to be a sign, perhaps even inhabited by the girl's spirit, he retrieved the doll and hung it up from a tree. But one doll wasn't enough. Barrera became obsessed, collecting dolls from canals, trash piles, and trading goods for them. Eventually, the island became covered in them. Headless dolls, eyeless dolls, burnt or withered, damaged figures, all strung up in trees, nailed to walls, or propped in corners. So, yeah, these dolls, like, you would think they're like creepy-ass dolls. They're not...
Yeah, it's not like a high-quality doll collection.
No,
not Madame
definitely not.
Tussauds over here.
It's creepy. It's like doll heads without eyes, like dolls with paint, like weird paint on them and stuff like that. Or, like, no, it's bad.
BuzzFeed Unsolved, their first ghost thing was a 3-part series, including the Ghost Island.
Oh, really?
Island.
Oh.
And they, like, the spiders were huge. Yeah, they're like on the island, like spiders are like coming down on them.
Oh, God.
They're like
Maybe they live
amongst
in the dolls.
Yeah,
inside the dolls or something like that. I can see that.
So imagine like a spider, like a bunch of babies in a doll moving and making the doll move and then coming out. Like,
Maybe.
I would freak the fuck out.
Maybe that's why they move, huh?
That's one reason it might.
Being at night in there, that'd be creepy. I probably would never do that.
That would be so fun.
It would be fun, honestly.
You'd have to be it's the safety of people though. Like, I need someone with me with like a gun.
Yeah.
Or
with a gun.
or
Bruh,
like
no.
that I know could kick someone's ass.
Okay.
Like something, some level of safety. Your ass kicking meter has to be high enough for the gun to be unnecessary.
Let's hope there's not other people exploring the place while you're there with a gun or anything.
Well, no, I wouldn't do anything unless someone tried to attack me.
Okay.
We went to the Ozarks with my family, with my aunt, my sister, and their partners, and Cody. We were outside, and it's like pitch black, and it's the middle of the fucking nowhere. And in the woods, there was a noise, like a weird noise. And we all went inside so fast. And Dave not only stayed outside for like an hour smoking a cigar, but he went in the woods immediately. It was like, hey, is anyone there?
Oh my God.
But I know if something were to happen, Dave would not hesitate to kick someone's ass.
Okay,
so,
yeah,
you know
true.
what? You go ahead, Dave. You be the one.
As long as he does it.
Exactly.
And
I'm not going to go with you.
I'm not going to be the one. Yeah, exactly.
Let
so,
the bear get you first.
The bear?
The bear.
The bear or the man?
Both.
Oh. Okay. Time and elements took their toll. The doll's plastic and everything else got decayed, you know. Their eyes turned milky white, their faces became stained with mold, and their limbs were twisted or missing altogether.
Damn.
What was once a collection became a surreal, almost grotesque display that some say feels alive.
Oh.
Yeah, visitors to the island have reported seeing the dolls move, turn their heads, and even blink. Some blame to have heard whispers coming from the trees, or the sounds of giggles when no one is nearby. Was that Peter Griffin?
No. Oh gosh, I was trying to do like a live background.
Okay.
Adrian, come into the tree.
I'm gonna finish this, okay, Ramsey?
Okay.
Paranormal investigators, including well-known television crews, have visited the island, some reporting the dolls activating or speaking even though their batteries were long lost.
No. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Hi, mommy. No. I'll punt you.
Isn't it weird what, like, dolls say, too?
Wasn't there one that was like, fuck me, and it had to be like recalled?
Really?
I think so. It might not have been literally fuck me, but it was like cursing.
Jay, while the voice is in baby talk, some think if you listen closely enough, you can hear the word in question. But now, you can decide and listen.
Okay, can you beep?
Did you or did you not hear what some parents think is being said?
The doll appears to be cursing.
Jeez. Yeah, that would be good recalled. In 2001, Barrera died under mysterious circumstances. His nephew, who had come to help him, said Barrera claimed to hear voices, what he described as mermaids, calling him. Not long
to be
after-
fair, how old was he at this point?
I don't know.
Old?
Probably, yeah. And probably delusional, too, from solitude in an island.
Yeah, on an island filled with decaying dolls.
Yeah, so not
That you
super...
just get people boating by you to look at you all the time at your home, like you're a zoo animal. That's gonna fuck with your brain.
Yeah, but it's still... Ooh, scary, guys. Let's not try to think about the logic of these
I'm
things.
fucking this up.
So the mermaids were calling him, right? Not long after, Barrera's body was found face down in the water, in the exact same spot where the girl had drowned decades earlier.
Oh my god, wait, I hate that.
That's what happened.
That's actually freaky as hell.
Today the island is open to the public. Visitors arrive by boat, but some boatmen refuse to go there, fearing the island's reputation. On the island, you'll find 3 small huts, 1-room museum, and hundreds of dolls in various stages of decay. Barrera's sleeping quarters remain intact, along with the first doll he ever hung and his personal favorite, a figure he calls Agustina.
I hate everything about that. I also love everything about that.
Many who visit bring offerings, candles, toys, or coins, leaving them at the feet of the dolls. Some see it as a form of spiritual respect, others hope for blessings or protection.
I would bring a doll.
Yeah, actually, that would be a good idea. I feel like that'd be cool to add to the collection or something like that.
That would be cool. Like, my doll's on that island.
Whether you believe in spirits or not, there's definitely something unsettling about this island.
Something. I have no idea what it
Something's
is.
going on.
I don't know if it's the hundreds of dolls. I don't know if it's the little girl who died. I don't know if it's all the spiders and the dolls or the mold.
Are you making fun of me,
Oh,
Ramsey?
yeah, no. I'm making fun of... Well, I guess I am. Also, the mold. I didn't think about that. Mold's not good for you.
Yeah.
You just breathing that all in.
Mold is not good for you guys.
We're
You heard
willing
it
to take a
first here.
stance against mold. Bad for you.
Say no to mold, guys.
Don't listen to the government. They say that black mold is good for your health.
Don't listen to the mermaids calling from the water. Oh, maybe I shouldn't joke about that.
You know, some people think that seamen that were on, like,
Seamen. You know I was gonna say that.
dudes on a boat
Okay.
who were being dudes on a boat for a prolonged period of time fucked manatees, and that's where the whole mermaid thing comes in.
Yes, and there's like no glasses back in the day, so people were just blind back then.
By the time they get close enough, they're like, oh, we're also fuck it.
Oh, that feels sad though.
No, it's horrible
Manatees.
animal abuse, but it's funny when you don't think about that
You know,
part.
today I was just thinking about what's my favorite marine animal.
Manatees.
It's manatees.
You love manatees. So my second island today is Ramree Island. I literally just chose this one because it sounds like my name. I didn't know anything about
What a
this
surprise.
Yeah, everything's about me. This is the Ramsey Show. We talked about this already.
It's not.
Anyways, I know our filler words. We say of course, but also
Like.
so. Anyways,
I say like a ton.
so Ramree Island is off the coast of Burma, and the main populated center is called Ramree as well, a New York situation. It's connected to the mainland by an isthmus. Do you know what an isthmus is?
No.
I didn't either. It's a narrow strip of land with sea on either side, so it's like kind of not an island, but it's an island. It has
So
like
it
a
is
tiny
connected?
little connection, yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like South Padre, for example. It's connected by a road.
Yeah.
So it's like technically still an island, but there's a little connection there.
Okay.
It also has mud volcanoes, which I thought was so on theme. You know who would love a mud volcano? Shrek. Why are you making that face?
What's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm in love.
They can also be called mud domes, or the very small ones are called mud pots. Oh, mud pot. Little mud pot.
Let's get to the scary, Ramsey.
Basically, a bunch of really, really hot water below the surface mixes with mineral deposits and erupts due to pressure imbalances. What erupts isn't lava, but mud, slurries, various gases, and water.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay,
Can
now.
you bathe in them?
Actually, I bet you could.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know
I've
how
seen
hot it
natural
is,
like
though.
mud baths.
So, once again, we are back in World War II. I don't know why I keep ending it back here, but here we are. The Battle of Ramree Island, also called Operation Matador. The British 14th Army, often called the Forgotten Battalion, was attacking the island, which Japan was occupying at this point. At the close of the battle, Japanese soldiers were forced into the marshes surrounding the island. There are myths out there that 1,000 men were eaten by crocodiles, and that's not what happened. But 500 men did die, of a mix of drowning, being eaten by crocodiles, and being attacked by sharks, as well as general warfare fatalities. To this day, screams can still be heard from the marshes. It's a haunted island, with figures of soldiers from both the Axis and Allied forces being seen frequently on the south side of the island.
Wow.
It's even got to the point where people report having interactions of people in old uniforms asking them for directions, and then moving on, they turn around and look back, and they're just completely gone.
Oh, really?
Horrifying.
Imagine that happening to you. That'd be crazy.
If I knew this and on an island a soldier came up to talk to me, I'd be like, in the least weird way possible, can I touch your arm?
Oh.
And then if you go through them,
Do you think you can go through them? Or do you
I don't
think
know.
they
I don't know if
solidify?
that ghosts work. Maybe you touch a ghost, you die.
That'd be cool. I would want to be a ghost so I can touch people. Not like that.
scandalous. Not another podcaster.
Oh, that's it?
That's it for my middle one.
Oh, okay. Wow. You're keeping it short today.
My last one's the longest.
Oh, okay. You usually talk for a while. That's why I'm like never too sure when you're done. Very scary.
It's very sad, but it would be a cool thing to see. It's like the difference between an intelligent haunting and a residual haunting. I think a lot of the hauntings here are residual.
Yeah. Being eaten by a crocodile?
Literally horrible. And hearing screams from the marshes from where it happened.
Do you know what a death roll is?
Yeah, where the crocodile like rolls you, try to kill you.
Like super fast. So they like bite your limb and then they start rolling so they can rip your limb off.
That's horrifying.
Okay, so for my next one and last one, I'm going to be talking about the Flannan Isles.
Ireland? Scotland.
Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah,
Scotland,
you got it.
yeah.
How'd you know?
Flannan. I knew
Yeah,
it was one of them.
I guess. So off the coast of Scotland lies a remote cluster of rocky islands known as the Flannans. The tallest among them, Elaine Moor, is home to a solitary lighthouse perched atop cliffs that plunge dramatically into the sea.
To be in Scotland in a lighthouse on a cliff.
Have you heard about this story?
No, I just want to be in that lighthouse. Well, maybe I don't actually.
Yeah, you
This is a
probably
haunted
don't.
island.
Yeah. So, built in the late 19th century, the lighthouse was meant to be a beacon of safety for passing ships, but it would become the center of one of the most chilling unsolved disappearances in maritime history.
Oh shit.
The structure itself was a feat of engineering. Designed by David Allen Stevenson, construction began in 1895 and took 4 years to complete. Every stone, beam, and barrel had to be hauled up nearly 150 feet from boats below, using a cable-driven railway powered by a steam engine.
That's probably really expensive.
Yeah, really big too. The lighthouse first shone its beam in December of 1899, warning ships away from the treacherous rocks and unpredictable waves. But only a year later, in December of 1900, the light went dark. A passing ship noted in its log that the beacon was not operating, something that should have never happened. When it was reported back to the Northern Lighthouse Board, a relief vessel, the Hesperus, was dispatched.
Okay.
But stormy seas delayed its arrival until the day after Christmas. When the ship finally reached the island, the crew sensed something was wrong. No one came down to greet them. The flag was missing from the pole, and there was no supplies left at the landing, as was customary. So after sounding the ship's whistle and firing a flare with no response, one man, Joseph Moore, a relief keeper, was sent ashore alone. What he discovered was unsettling.
Why would you do that? I already have an issue with this plan. If shit is weird and it seems like something is wrong, why would you take one guy and be like, good luck, have fun, especially when you don't have cell phones?
Yeah.
Send two. Just send two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they really thought anything too bad was happening, you know?
Just something. Something, maybe he was sick.
Yeah, something like, Yeah.
Okay, that makes more
Probably,
sense.
but okay, so the gate to the compound and the lighthouse door were both closed. Inside the beds were unmade, the clocks had stopped, and a single set of oilskins remained on its hook. The lamps had been cleaned and refilled, suggesting someone has tended to them not long before, but there was no sign of the three keepers, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur. The men had vanished without a trace.
That's so weird.
From the lighthouse on an island in Scotland.
Did they ever figure out where they went?
No, it's unsolved.
Oh, I hate that.
It's gone. So further searchers turned up more disturbing clues. The east landing was untouched. The west landing showed signs of violence from the sea. Iron railings had been twisted out of shape, and storage box placed over 100 feet above sea level had been smashed. And even heavy rocks appeared to have been shifted by some tremendous force.
Oh, wow.
The land near the cliffs had been stripped off turf, as if waves had risen far higher than should have been possible. So
That is so weird.
yeah, maybe they got washed away into the sea.
A little tsunami?
Probably like a rogue wave or something like that.
Yeah.
That's something that happens. But I mean, I feel like they should, if anybody, they know more about the sea than anybody. So, and plus all three of them?
Yeah, they're all out there at that point.
Weird.
Were they having a picnic?
I don't know. An official inquiry by the Northern Lighthouse Board concluded that the men had likely been swept away during a storm while trying to secure equipment at the west landing. One of them, it was thought, may have rushed out without putting on his weather gear, perhaps in an emergency, but the details don't quite add up. The gate and door had been shut, the inside of the lighthouse left in strangely orderly state, and no bodies were ever recovered. So theories began to swirl.
Okay.
Some blamed a rogue wave, a rare but devastating wall of water capable of washing a person out to sea in an instant. Others speculate about infighting among the keepers, but that kind of seems weird.
Yeah, no evidence of murder or anything. None of them were ever found.
Yeah, all
None
three of them
ran off.
suggesting a violent altercation near the cliff's edge or something like that, but still, I don't think that would be it. Other versions involved ghost ships, sea monsters, or malevolent presence known locally as the Phantom of the Seven Hunters. So the Seven Hunters are like the islands there.
Okay.
There's 7 islands, and they're called the Seven Hunters. And the biggest one is the one Lighthouse is on.
Okay.
And there's a local thing that they call the Phantom of the Seven Hunters, which is like a ghostly kind of thing.
That's
there.
cool.
Yeah, and that's what people think might have happened to them, you know?
Okay, spooky ooky. What does the ghost do? Is it known for anything?
No, I think it was created because of this.
Oh, okay, shit.
Yeah. But the mystery remains. What really happened on that island that winter night? Nobody knows, but it could have likely been something paranormal. Because sometimes it's not just the waves you have to fear, but the silence that follows. Let me cook! Let me cook!
That's so spooky. I wonder what happened to them. You did just, when I said I was going to throw you off the balcony, you said you were going to grab me by the hair and take me with you. So that could happen.
Flashback.
I'm going to throw you off the balcony.
And you'll follow.
Because you're going to drag me with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
By
fine.
the hair.
Oh my god, okay.
Specifically.
I'll shave my head.
On the spot. While I'm holding onto your hair.
End of flashback.
In fight, yeah, okay. And
2 of them are fighting, the third one's sick of it, so he just pushes them all off.
everybody together?
Yeah, with him pushing them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fucking insane.
No, this whole thing, the door was closed, locked, the house was tended to.
Was it locked like
recently.
from the inside?
I don't know.
That's interesting. Maybe that's like a thing that is newer, locking from the inside.
Yeah.
It should just be one key.
Yeah, but it must have happened like recently too, because stuff was still kept inside, you know, like the oil lights or whatever like that was still full or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, what do you think? Was it something paranormal or was it? It was probably most likely a wave, right? This is not super like a haunted thing, but it is a really weird thing.
A wave does seem the most likely, but why were all 3 lighthouse keepers outside?
And the light was off also.
I say, how long before that was light off?
I don't know, not long. Isn't that weird?
That's so weird.
The whole thing just doesn't add up, but it's unsolved. Nobody knows. No bodies was ever found.
Okay, well, that is very interesting. That will haunt me.
Scary.
All right, saving best for last.
Best for last?
Not talking about me, I'm talking about Poveglia.
Oh. We all know we're not talking about you.
We all know Shrek is best.
Green dude.
So this island I have been obsessed with since I was 11 years old.
Oh, really?
It has been one of my dream honeymoon spots since I was 11 years old.
Honeymoon?
Well, not like staying there, but like going there.
Okay.
In November of 2009, I watched live as Ghost Adventures aired their Poveglia special. Have you ever seen Ghost Adventures?
No.
Well, shit. I have. I was obsessed with it. I've always been like very into the more darker things, the more mysterious things, the spooky shit. And Ghost Adventures is part of that. It was like the only ghost hunting show that I could stand. For some reason, I didn't like any of the other ones, except for Paranormal State. I did like that one.
Yeah.
And Ghost Adventures basically, I liked it because there was no camera crew. So it felt better. And it's a little different now. But originally, it was this big dude bro, Zach Bagans. He has a museum of haunted objects. He's like a big name now in the haunted space. It was him and his friend Nick, and then their other friend Aaron, who used to be a cameraman for the WWE, and he was like their cameraman, but he also like it was just him.
Yeah.
And the Nick would also have a camera, but they would both investigate, and Aaron would just be scared the whole time. They would just get locked in places from sundown to sunrise.
I've seen a lot of movies like this, and they do not end well.
They haven't been murdered yet.
Okay.
Nick left the show because of how much the ghost was interfering with his family.
Oh, really?
The stuff they would take home.
The ghost or the show?
Well, the official story is the ghost that he would take home.
Okay.
So, I think it's very probable it was the show and that was just the story, but who knows? Anyways, I was obsessed with Ghost Adventures. When they aired the Poveglia special, I got obsessed with the island. It's a crazy episode. I do recommend watching it. It's very entertaining. I might force you to watch it at some point.
I want to watch it.
Zach gets possessed at some point. It's super weird. And it's like,
Oh my god.
it's just like, it's very strange.
Me? Yeah, I said you! Whoa. Stop, dude. Get the out of here!
Aaron, come here. Hold this.
Stop! Let go. Let it go. Put it down. I'm right here. Let's go. They want us to die here.
Alright, we're getting out of here. Come on.
Okay.
So Poveglia Island is between Venice and Lido in the Venetian lagoon, and a small canal divides the two separate main parts of the island, with a small hexagonal patch at the very top of the island.
Venice?
Yep.
Oh.
So you were right by it. And
Really?
I have been able to see it.
Oh, that's cool.
In the year 421, people from two small Italian cities first fled to Poveglia to escape barbarian invasions. And in 1379, the island's people came under attack from a Genoan fleet during the War of Chioggia and sat uninhabited for a long time after. In 1527, Doge offered the island to Camaldolese monks, who said no thanks. Yes, Doge, as in the same word as Elon Musk is Doge. Same spelling and everything. That really threw me off.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually talking that's what it was.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was just literally, really
Yeah, it
triggered
seemed
me.
really weird.
Though at this time, the Doge was an elected lord and head of the state. In 1776, the same year the United States gained independence, the island was given to the Public Health Office and became a checkpoint for all goods and humans coming or leaving Venice by ship.
Mm-hmm.
A lot like Ellis Island in New York.
Okay, yeah.
In 1793, several cases of the plague were found on two different ships coming in, so multiple cases on each ship. And Poveglia became a quarantine island. The classic Vietan masks were worn as bodies, some alive and some dead, were taken to Poveglia on boats, the beaks stuffed with herbs. Once passed on, the bodies would be burned in plague pits. The second half of the island, the half without buildings, because remember they're in like two different parts with the canal in between.
Yeah.
One of the parts without buildings, it's now like overtaken with shrubbery and greenery and trees and nature.
Oh.
But that was where the plague pits used to be. So that was where they would burn the bodies. Even now, the dirt is mostly human ash. It's almost impossible to grow anything of quality, and then, like, if you dig in it, you'll see it's dirt mixed with human ash. Like, you can find bits of bones
Anywhere
very
you dig?
easily. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's almost like an island of human ash.
So many people die there that it's like covering the whole thing?
And that were burned there, yeah, from the
Damn.
plague.
That's crazy.
It is estimated that 100,000 people were died and burned there over the centuries. A majority of that coming from the plague.
100,000 people?
100,000 people.
Wow.
Especially at this point in time as well. Like, that's a huge part of the Earth's population.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the catacombs of Paris kind of
Yes,
thing.
same
where,
vibe.
like, they all died and they were put in this one place kind of thing.
What do the catacombs smell like?
Smell like? Nothing distinguishable. It's really humid and kind of cold down there.
Okay.
Kind of like...
Humid and cold, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like kind of like wet-ish.
Okay.
Kind of like what a cave would smell like.
Earth.
So, yeah, earthy kind of thing.
That makes sense.
So nothing too
Nothing too
disgusting.
crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nothing left to rot.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't retire from being a quarantine/plague island until 1814, and again was left abandoned for over 100 years until 1922, when the already existing buildings were converted into an asylum for the mentally ill and later converted to a long-term care facility for senior citizens. Whoever was like, let's make the plague island a mental health asylum and then a home for senior citizens is fucking crazy. I don't know whose idea that was, but it was a bad idea.
The mental gymnastics you have to go through to do that is
How much you have
crazy.
to ignore.
I know.
Don't cross the bridge, everyone. That's where the human remains are.
How do we make this island creepier?
Literally, let's have a mental asylum. And then let's have a bunch of old people die here. In 1968, the facility closed, and the island was used briefly for agriculture before being once again abandoned. As recent as 2014, the Italian government auctioned off a 99-year lease for the island in the hope that someone would buy it and build a luxury hotel with the remains of the hospital.
Oh.
The only interested buyer wasn't approved and eventually became the mayor of Venice, at which point he was no longer interested.
Damn.
Imagine, like, not approving a buyer, and then they become mayor. And it's like, damn, they could become mayor, but they couldn't qualify.
Why didn't they qualify for that?
They never shared exactly why, but the only reason we even know what happened is because he was pissed, and he was, like, fighting with them publicly about it, being like, why won't you sell this to me?
Wow. This island must be cheap.
I think they were lowballing him, is the theory.
Oh.
Or he was lowballing them.
Oh, I see.
The surviving buildings include a cabana, which is a covering for boats, a church, a hospital, the asylum, a bell tower, and housing and administrative buildings for the staff. There is rumored to have been a prison in there at some point, though there is literally no evidence that points to that, like nothing. There are lots of ghosts reported on the island. Many locals avoid it, and dozens of construction crews refuse to work there. However, some locals say it's just a beautiful old island that's good to boat to and barbecue in the summer. I thought that was funny.
Oh my god. People go there? You can go there?
I mean, you're technically not allowed to, but people do. And they'll just be like, leave, if they catch you. And then you're like, okay.
I wonder if it's pretty.
It's like nice-ish. It's not like a beautiful island, but it is like surrounded by water in Venice, and then you get to look at Venice.
Okay. Maybe, yeah. There's a lot of little islands there.
Yeah. A lot of places to enjoy.
Yeah.
Many ghosts are seen here, from ill Venetians waiting to die, not realizing that they already have, to a doctor who reportedly worked in the hospital experimenting on patients and often giving crude lobotomies. You talked about lobotomies episode. Lobotomies are already so fucked up. You're literally just like blindly stabbing into their skull at their brain. How do you do it so badly that it's a crude version of that? That it's a fucked up version of that? I will never understand a botched lobotomy because a correctly done lobotomy is already so fucked up. How do you botch that?
I don't know.
I could do
know.
a correct lobotomy.
Yeah, true. Anybody, honestly.
How
With a
do you
steady
botch
hand.
that? Yeah.
Probably like you go too far into the brain.
Oof.
But like, how do you not like kill people from stabbing something into your brain?
I mean, they did. Like you said, sometimes they did. But
So botch is
does
killing
it
them.
immediately? I mean, I think it's so badly done that you immediately are like, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Maybe they like pop the eye or something.
Oh god, I could totally see that happening. Okay. Anyways, he's said to have jumped from the bell tower in the 1930s, claiming to have been driven mad by the ghosts haunting both him and the island. And now it is said that he is one of them.
Whoa.
And that's Poveglia Island. I would fucking love to go there someday.
Sounds fun. I feel like I want to go to all of these.
I'm in.
At
Someone
some
pay
point,
for
yeah.
us. We'll videotape it.
We'll vlog it, guys. We'll vlog ourselves getting lobotomized by ghosts.
I'll do it
And
too.
getting swept away by the sea.
I'm in. That's Haunted Islands. Thank you
That's-
for coming to this Shrek-isode.
Shrek-isode, guys.
Oh yeah, we never explained to the people not watching. We're wearing Shrek shirts like we said we would last time. That's why we keep saying Shrek stuff.
Oh yeah, sorry. Last time we just decided we were gonna wear our Shrek shirts for this episode.
I'm so
No,
sorry,
for-
audio listeners.
Yeah, not for any particular reason.
Shrek-isode.
Yeah, I'm just dressed like. And this is a shirt. This is not a costume. Isn't it cool? Ooh.
I do quite love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you know how long before we started where he's like, this shirt's fucking me up?
Yeah, it's annoying. So what's our next episode, Ramsey?
Our next episode is Architectural Disasters.
Architectural disasters, guys. So if you want to see that,
It's going to be dark, like every single topic we ever talk about, but I think they're really interesting.
thank you so much for watching this episode. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flippity flip. What's that from?
I don't know. What is that?
It's from something. Hopefully I remember and can insert it here.
Okay.
The flippity flip. Catch you on the flippity flip. Catch you guys on the flippity flip. Flip. Flippity flip. Really? Okay. See you guys.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. And then I saw her face.
Now I'm alone.
Wait, what was my
Not
song?
a trace of doubt in my mind.
What was mine?
I'm in love. Ooh. I'm a believer. I can leave her if I tried.